are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Specifically, you are here in the town of Nausea after having gone on a bit of a globe-trotting adventure. You went to the land of Australia to try to recover your friend Bloodsword, who was abducted by a dragon and a mysterious woman with purplish blue hair. However, you don't know why, because there was a silent spell cast.
One time. One stinking time.
While there, you were rebuffed by the draconic forces and decided to go and recover and recoup, and during that process, discovered that there were rifts in the Fey realm coming into the material plane. After freeing the Australian spirit of motion known as Shalon, you've managed to come back to the city of Nausea, where you last week discovered, upon entry into the city, that the Josozai, the mage slayers from the Church of MKL, had invaded the city. You retreated to the Blue Cloak Citadel, the vigilantes of the city, and repelled the attackers. You even made it all the way to the docks, where you sunk a couple of the ships and have managed to retake the docks. That's where we pick up, as it is currently 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What would you like to do?
Are we currently still in the Citadel?
You are currently at the docks.
Yeah.
As Eowyn has just gotten done blowing a hole through one of the ships and causing it to sink as it tried to escape.
Good job, Eowyn. And she raises her arm, her hand in the air to give her a high five. Give them a high five.
Eowyn is typing. As Eowyn returns the high five.
So, now what?
Around, see if there's anyone who needs assistance.
Wait a minute, doesn't Eowyn still need to get their armor? Or has that happened?
Eowyn has not picked up their armor.
Nope.
We kind of just had to deal with the raid. I feel like that was the last thing on anyone's mind.
Should we get that now?
Or should we wait until somebody else who needs help?
You look around, people are being attended to by the various dock workers and other adventurers at the moment. There are blue cloaks everywhere trying to assist.
Did y'all check on Judith and Fireboiler and all them? Mr. Vern, all of them?
Most of them,
Mr.
I
Verm
think.
and Judith, yes. We did not speak to Farboiler. We had to chase off some Josozai from this area, so we not see him, but Judith as well, and Mr. Vern as well.
So is Chartnellen.
Indeed.
So should we go check on Fireboiler and make sure that he and his family and his shop are okay? Primarily he and his family, though?
Do we have to?
Technically, no, but we should.
It would be a nice thing to do.
I mean,
Agreed.
with Fireboiler, nobody really likes, but his wife and Jimmy are awesome.
So let's just go. We can go check on Parboiler's wife and family. How about that?
I like that. Let's go check on them. Let's make sure that they're okay.
Well, you guys head in that direction, And as you make your way towards it, the front of the shop, the metal work there has been bent and wrapped up into a ball. The landscaping has been charred, and the door is off of its hinges.
That's not necessarily a good sign.
I, of course, I'm worried about Jimmy and Farboiler and his wife, and check inside the door and, see if I can see past, is the door like on the ground, or is it like hanging on the hinges? What is
It's
it
hanging
thing
on
doing?
its hinges off to the right.
Stick
Be
my head
careful.
in there. Hello?
You can smell burning flesh on the inside.
Ugh.
Oh no. All right. Fine. Is anybody able to? Oh, Shiza. Do I see any flames or anything like that around?
You look in the shop and you can see the flicker of flames behind the counter, yes. Currently, the shelves are smoldering.
The shelves are smoldering, guys. This is not
one job
good.
on this ship.
So I go to carefully go to the where the shelves are and snuff them out. Snuff out the flames with control flames.
Awesome.
I'm gonna
They are
sneak
extinguished.
in behind
Follow
her.
behind.
Okay.
Follow in as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna slip into the back of the shop.
Okay, you slip into the back of the shop. Awesome.
Yeah, just because if anybody's hurt, I want to see if I can help.
Sure. You look around. There is broken equipment everywhere here. The alembics, the beakers, the Bunsen burners, everything here has been totally ransacked and destroyed.
Guys, it looks like everything's been totally ransacked and destroyed.
Got one job on this ship.
I call out,
Probably that
"Hey, is
gets him every
anybody
single
here?
time.
Can anybody
It
hear
does.
me?"
Can anybody hear her?
I can hear you, Ayla.
I mean, people that live in the shop.
You get no
How
response.
you get on?
Does anyone here need help?
You get no response. The beaded curtain falls as the last embers burn it away.
I have put everything out. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Snap. With that being said, I look at Twilight and I'm like, and then I look back at the beads, and I say, Jimmy, and I start heading towards the back of the shop.
Sure. As you go past the counter, you can see that there are two bodies behind the counter. You have extinguished the flames.
Are they identifiable?
Roll your investigation check.
If not, then I'm going to speak with the dead.
You're going to speak with the dead. Awesome. I don't know what's going on there.
Can I do that with my pin? Or
Sure.
or does it have to be with a soul I have absorbed?
I believe, let me double check the pin itself. That was Kashana's pin, correct?
Yes. Because
Let's
I'm confused.
pulling up Kashana's pin. Nope, that is, you can cast Speak with Dead using a spell slot.
Yeah, that's what I thought because I have it also.
Yep.
You don't have
Okay, I don't have.
You don't have any spell slots available,
No, I do not.
so you would need to take your short rest in order to recover a spell slot because you are a warlock.
Yep.
Ayla, you said you were able to?
I've got Speak with the Dead and I've got a spell slot.
Okay, before you
Awesome.
cast it,
Yeah.
before you cast it, Speak with the Dead. I don't know if you've used this before. Have you used Speak with the Dead before?
Not yet, but I've been with you when you have, and I know you only get 5 questions.
And you have to be very, very specific, not even meandering of how are you today, because it will answer and it will count.
Yeah. Okay, so what
So-
should I ask?
What is your name?
Okay.
Did you say
What is your
quest?
quest?
No,
What is your quest?
to seek
Got
the
one
Holy
job on
Grail.
this ship.
All right.
What is
So
the
what is
airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
African or European?
Okay. Who did this to the shop?
We know that
Where
it
is
was
Bar
Joseph
Boiler,
Guy.
Jimmy?
Okay, 3. What?
It's Lauren. You go for. You go first.
Well, I was saying that we do know that it was the Joseph's Eye. Perhaps did it ask. We ask where, like, what happened to our boiler. May not know either who he is or where he or what may have happened, but did ask what the last saw of the gnome they encountered in this shop.
Okay, so don't do who did this to the shop because we know who did it. But instead ask, how do I phrase that?
What did they want with the shop?
That's it.
What does my investigation discover?
With your investigation, the individuals behind the counter, they are both elvish. The charred bodies are elvish.
Hey guys, these charred bodies look elvish.
Got one job on this ship.
Yep.
So would
Perhaps it is
So-
worth asking.
go for it.
So you were speaking first.
Oh no. I was in the midst of trying to form it, so go for it. You already had yours formed.
Right? Perhaps it is worth asking if this the only planned attack on Nausha, or if they are aware of future attacks.
If they what? I couldn't understand
They're
the
aware-
last part.
If they are aware of future attacks being planned.
Okay. So are you aware of any further attacks being planned?
Perhaps even what future attacks are you aware of being planned?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
what
better.
what future attacks?
Yeah, because that broadens it not just to Nausha, but to Toivoa in general.
Attacks. are you
And-
aware of being planned?
And okay, so how many questions is that? Is that 4?
That's 3.
That's 3.
Because we decided not to do who did this to the shop because we know who did it.
Okay, so my suggestion is sit here and let's stick with a 3 and leave the other 2 open and speak in chat. If there is any more questions that we need to ask with those other 2.
We have a chat function?
It's sign language ish.
Occasion.
I've got a notebook and pens. We can write it down.
Is that when you make that whoosh wash sound?
Yeah, I've got that, and I've got to give that back to somebody.
Who have you been talking to?
Nobody yet.
All right. So y'all ready for me to cast this?
Yeah.
All right. Do you wish to talk to body 1 or body 2?
Which one's closest to me?
2.
Then we'll talk with body 2.
Very well. As you cast the spell, the body quivers and the mouth begins popping back into place and the eyes glow. The body awaits your questions.
What is your name?
Atagi Sakishi.
For the record, I love how he just goes ahead and starts typing.
Paste is an awesome feature of Windows. Just saying.
Am I really GM? Am I really that predictable? Yes.
The whole group is. Yes.
All right,
For
what's the
those who
third
can't
question?
see the webcams, Ayla was just showing her notebook. Covet has her notebook in front of her. I'm sure that Eowyn has a notebook or a notepad file. Twilight is ignoring notes, and I know for a fact that Islarin has at least a spreadsheet open. Oh, Twilight does have a notebook. Is there anything written?
Doesn't mean he uses it.
Okay.
It matters.
All right. Second question. What did your attackers want with your shop? Or this shop?
Ooh, that's a fun phrasing.
What did the attackers want with this shop?
Again, I got the first one. Based off of the first question there, the child.
The child. Okay. All right. So, are you, let's see, let me put it this way. What future attacks are you aware of being planned?
The domination of all of Toivoa. The Josozai will rid the world of the unbelievers, the heretics. The divine will of Imkale will spread through all the lands.
So, just aside. Who is this child that the attackers wanted?
the Bone Claw known as James.
Okay, Covet, is that your Jimmy?
Yes, that is
Okay.
an absolute sweetheart of a bone claw.
Okay, so I've got one question left, guys.
I agree with Twilight.
Okay.
Is Lauren nod if you agree as well as Aowen. Raise
Arn does not
one.
nod yet and seems to be considering thought.
So,
It's because I wrote it in it.
okay, so the first one or the second one?
This is the second one.
Okay, fifth question. That's the way to ask it. What is the last you know of what happened to the child the attacker sought?
It tore our hearts and brains from our body and ignited the fuels within this shop. And the body falls limp.
So the last this guy knows is the child destroyed them and the shop.
Yeah, but I'd like to know what the destination is that all of these children, because they were after Charnellan's child as well, were to be taken. So if that was to mysterious individual of the Josephine number 2, shall we inquire of the mysterious Josephine individual number 1?
Yeah, I can do that. And ask where were the children to be taken?
So you
But
cast the
that's-
second spell?
I said I could ask that, yeah. I can cast
Okay.
the second spell. I still have a slot.
Okay. So up to you if you choose to actually activate it.
That's fine. Okay. So, second spell on body number 1.
Very well.
Gotta get their
Body
name first.
quivers. The jaw wrenches back into place. The eyes glow for a moment. It awaits your questions.
Where were the children of this shop to be taken?
To the cemetery, to be laid to rest in the arms of our God.
All right. So, now what, guys?
That is we write this down in notebooks and on parchment.
Yeah.
They're debating what the next question should be.
Where what is? Yes. Gosh.
I
Okay.
should answer that question. but I will let that one go because I can see the webcam. Next question. I'm being given the finger.
Not that finger.
Yes.
All right. Upon completion of Naosha, where was the next location that you were going to attack?
Ooh. The body does not know. So will not answer. Go ahead and you get another question. They are currently working on figuring out a question to ask, and they're being very quiet because they don't want to actually ask the question, so they're doing all of their typing now.
Wait, I'm clarifying.
Okay. See, the part I love about this is that we now have a warlock, a member of the Shantara Grove, we have a blue cloak, we have a rebel against the Shinozan Protectorate, and we have a necromancer.
Necromancer?
What do you think's going on right now?
The second one is what I'm more in reference to of my questions.
Okay.
Right. What are the locations of the shards of the baneful Ashwood spire?
I don't know. There's body doesn't know. It's not a piece of information this individual would have had.
He's just full of information, isn't he?
I was afraid of that.
Okay. Okay.
I just threw it out there. That's up to you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Eowyn, is Lauren. Press 1 for yes and 2 for no.
Do you want to subscribe?
Don't forget to subscribe.
Okay.
Act now, and you will have Jokes by Twilight every week into your mailbox.
Run!
Okay. Where are the hidden agents of the Josiah and the Church of MKL?
Everywhere.
Of course they are. They are.
You've done 2 questions.
Both are reasonable.
Allow.
What do you think? Wait, no, never mind. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Well, I can do these 2, and then I still have 1 more. So. All right, body. Where in Nausea were the hidden agents of the Josiah to be placed?
They are to infiltrate and hide, purging the city of the evils and the heretics, slaying them from unseen places. You will never see them. They will kill those such as yourself.
Is there a way that we can tell who they are?
No.
One more question, guys. All right. Last question. Who ordered this raid?
High Priestess Cecilia Evangeline Credence the First.
I already knew she was in charge of the Church of MKO.
That doesn't surprise me at the slightest. Always. Oh, she was a fanatic back in the day.
For the record, you've never met this person. You met
No.
Cecilia Evangeline Credence II.
Yes. You can only imagine the first would be worse.
And the body falls limp.
There's a pill for that.
Twilight. You rolled an investigation check of how high again?
24.
You see a strong box.
I pick it up.
Okay.
Is it locked?
That's because
It
he's
is.
strong.
I wish to pick the lock.
Please roll your sleight of hand check.
Or these tools?
Yes, sir.
Ugh.
With an 18, you're able to unlock the strong box.
What's in it?
You open it, and I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw as the trap fires off, exploding in the room.
It's fire boilers. Of course it's gonna be trapped.
So, Twilight, you are going to suffer the damage of a fireball.
Of course.
You will suffer 31 points of fire damage, as everyone else everyone else in the shop also needs to roll the dexterity saving throw as the trap explodes, because the room is not 40 by 40. So, Slarin, you will suffer 15 damage. Covet suffers 31 points of fire damage. Eowyn suffers 31 points of fire damage.
Dice are getting changed out.
Ayla will suffer 31 points of fire damage. Yep, you would get the +4 from Islarin.
Plus 5.
+5. Okay, so Ayla would suffer 15 points, not 31. But the rest of you, yeah, will suffer.
Twilight, sticky fingers.
As the various gold pieces and silver pieces that were in the strong box now acted as shrapnel and are destroyed.
Covet just stares at him, walks up to him, and swats him on the back of the head. And yes, that was an unarmed strike.
Please roll your unarmed strike, please. As you whap him upside the head, does an 18 strike you, Twilight?
It misses.
That was a warning as she points at him.
She missed it by 1.
You want me to try instead?
Covet, Eowyn asks if you want them to try instead.
Sure. You got the damage too. Why not?
I'll roll an unarmed strike to it's mainly in the back of the head then.
Okay. With an 18,
That
you
also
miss
misses.
by 1.
Twilight, don't pick up any more boxes.
Box was a good idea that it would be an ideal place to hide any instructions on where he could have went to safety if he was able to survive the attack.
I don't know
Box
if
has
that's
been
even
destroyed.
available. Yeah, that would have been a great place to check.
Exactly. It was a good idea to check it. Though perhaps it would have been prudent to examine it first and to confirm that it was not trapped.
I'm sorry, I don't deal in the underworld and all of the things of questionable morals. I administer death, and that's the extent of it.
Yeah, we just. And Covet crosses her arms across her chest and stomps her foot because she is having a serious meltdown right now.
Especially because your amazing husband is far too upstanding for his own good.
And she flips him off. And then at that point, she's like, okay, look, they were going to be taken to a cemetery. Now, that could be a cemetery here in town, but it could also be the church's cemetery. Not that I agree with this church. They are the heretics, not us.
They wouldn't have tried to transport them back. They would have tried to eliminate them as quickly as possible.
Exactly.
So, shall we go to the cemetery?
Can we have a rest first? Like, just a short one?
What do you think we've been doing?
Blowing up strong boxes.
Why'd you do that?
Walking with the dead.
It wasn't me, Sticky Fingers. That's his new nickname, Sticky Fingers.
No, I was trying to secure it for Fart Boiler.
I think he can handle himself.
Is there enough stairs to this shop, or is it a single story?
It's a single story.
Is there anything in the back room?
Destroyed alchemical equipment. Would you like to roll an investigation check on the back room?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, he may find something. I'm just devastated.
Right. Twilight, as you look around the room, you see that there's a series of cables that are attached to a single ring near the back door.
Shall I pull it?
Delete. Pull the lever.
I will pull the ring.
After you check for traps.
As he pulls the ring, you
I am
guys hear
standing
the
more than 10
clack.
feet away from this.
I
Right.
am running back. I am running back behind a very tall Islarin.
Sure. Are you guys in the main room or in the back room?
I'm in
Where
the
is
room.
Islarin?
I'm in the main
Where
room.
is he?
All right. So Ayla, Covet, Islarin are in the main room. Eowyn, are you in the main room or the back room?
I think I'll stay in the back room.
Okay. Awesome. So, Twilight, as you pull on this ring, the camera pans to all the cables that are attached to it. You look as you watch the tension tighten, and the cables go around through the beaded curtain along the shelves, where they go along the back edge of the shelves into the main room. As you pull on them, small hammers on the end of each shelf smash into bottles of alchemical fire, and then a bead of fireball.
And this is how we roll for new characters.
So I need Covet, Ayla, and Islarin to roll dexterity saving throws of a DC 15, or you will suffer 8d6 fire damage. As Twilight sets off.
I don't have life insurance. What have I told you about this?
Okay, I guess staying in the back room is a good idea.
Yep, you are not affected by this. Twilight and Eowyn are not affected by the explosion that fires off. So, Covet will suffer 26 fire damage. As there, you guys cannot see the webcams, but this is a moment of glory. Twilight seems to be leaving the room. All right. So, Covet suffers 26 fire damage. The other two of you will suffer 13.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Are we able to see what happens, or do we
Oh,
just hear
yes.
like crashing?
You hear and feel the explosion from the other room. Boom!
Should add that to drawing ideas.
All right, so Covet, are you vertical?
Am I what?
Vertical.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Okay, for the benefit of all of my friends, I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word just to help us out a little bit.
Thank
Okay.
you. Somebody loves me.
You each get 9 hit points.
That's better than nothing.
Twilight, the back door opens.
Hey guys, look, the back door opened.
Go, jump on this shit.
You see Covet laying on the ground, and she just lifts her arm straight up and flicks him off.
What are you doing way over there? You're supposed to be over here standing by me.
Covet, do you need help?
If you are extending a hand to help me up, I would love to have the help up.
Yeah, that's what I intended to do.
So all the remaining potions in the shop have been destroyed.
Really?
Looks like all the potions here are destroyed from the fight that they had with Jimmy and crew.
Of course, your little explosion didn't help either.
What do you mean my little explosion? Y'all told me to pull the ring.
You.
I did.
Yeah, that tracks. Your intelligence. Yeah, that tracks. Okay. Oh God. Okay.
Shall we go out the back door?
Don't move.
You guys come?
Don't breathe.
Alright, hold his breath.
Okay. So
I thought the back door was opening from the outside.
Twilight breathes.
you're breathing.
Covet, you should calm down a bit.
Twilight waves off Awen. You don't want to tell them to calm down. It never really works that way. I've tried it.
I just feel like there's bigger problems at hand.
I agree with
Absolutely.
Eowyn.
Y'all weren't singed to a crisp.
Oh no, you look.
I was.
Covet, you look extremely hot.
Wrong term to use. Wrong
He looks
term.
around the shop and makes sure that there's like everything's burned. Like there's no there is nothing there that she could use for to make potions or anything like that. Is that correct? Everything's
Not
burned to
anymore.
a crisp. Everything's burned to a crisp. Great.
Okay, what's happening with the back door?
Well, Twilight makes the observation that Covet is both hot and bothered currently. And the back door is open.
Ergo, are you okay in there? How singed are you?
What?
You good?
I'm glad he's back.
I'm glad you're good. Yeah, I just want to make sure that none of your pin feathers were actually singed off.
What
He has
feathers?
What pin feather?
You had them at one point.
Yeah, until the last time you burned me.
Oh, that's not me. That was Twilight.
No, Ayla was the one that was doing the battering and extra crispy.
She and he will become one flesh. You both count.
Sorry.
Aelin will ignore whatever's going on between us, right?
Urgel, come on up here on my shoulder. I think that I like you a lot.
Oh,
better
now you
right
want me
now
out
than
here.
do.
I see how it is. You really want me out here. I understand.
I want you out here.
The horrible undead raven comes out and crawls up your arm onto your shoulder.
So when are you going to trade that back in for absinthe?
When I can fix absinthe. But that doesn't seem to be a thing right now. Damn it.
I mean, we can if you want to go. We can go talk to somebody. The back door is open. We can leave.
You go first.
Out the back door.
Before he runs out the back door, she grabs his ear, the tip of his very pointed ear, and says,
Excuse me.
Yes,
please
Aelin?
check for traps, buddy. Yes, Eowyn, what do you need?
I don't trust Twilight this time. Can I? You don't want to check for traps?
I would love for you to check for traps as she pulls him a little bit farther down and away from the door with his ear.
Okay, so I need an investigation check from Eowyn. With a 25, Eowyn, the back door is trapped. However, the traps have already been triggered on the back door from the inside. Someone has escaped through here before, and as you look out the back door, you can see that there are two sets of footprints. One very small and rapid, and another set that are very long. For each footstep of this other set, you must take 6 strides.
We didn't find that kid and locksmith in the shop, did we?
No, we did not.
Do you think it's possible these footprints could belong to them?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Do you think it's possible these footprints could belong to them?
It's very possible, knowing what we know about them.
See, perfectly fine.
I guess we should follow the tracks.
Let's go.
Okay. So,
Let go of my
you
ear.
guys go into the alley behind Farboiler's shop?
Yeah.
Awesome. As you go into the alley, the door behind you closes and locks.
Of course it does.
Of course it does. You go following the tracks. There's only 4 steps of the longer stride right next to the very fast, smaller stride. They make it out to the city street where the crowd is bustling, running around, trying to handle the recovery of the Joseph's Eye. You lose track of the tracks.
Hey, Urgel, could you do me a favor?
What's that?
As she holds tighter onto Twilight's ear.
People are looking at you oddly.
It's fine. Not the first. She asks Urgel, I would love to see through your eyes. Is there any way that you could fly up and, for lack of a better phrase, pun intended, get a bird's eye view? Maybe we
Sure.
can find them.
Yeah, I can do exactly what I'm supposed to do. I understand.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hamina. And You look through Urgel's eyes as you shift your consciousness, and the first thing you see is Twilight's butt.
Okay. Yeah, that is definitely a butt. Can we fly up?
And he flies up into the air, gaining a view of this city.
With his bird's eye view, would I
Yeah.
be able to see, and I'm looking specifically in the shadows and stuff like that for Farboiler and the Bone Claw.
Okay. As Urgel flies around, he's going to fly up and down alleys, looking all around. Please roll an investigation check, and this uses your investigation.
Can I do guidance first? Is that allowed?
No, because you can't touch Urgel.
Okay. That's why I asked.
With an 18, you are certain that Mr. Farboiler and whatever this bone claw creature is are not out on the city streets or in any alleyways.
Okay.
However,
retreat.
the vision keeps returning to Twilight's ass until you get a glimpse of the air above, at which point the skywriting in the air says, Aimer wants to remind you that the blue cloaks are best.
Okay, so with that, I bring my consciousness back to myself
Okay?
and
Just
realize
as
that.
Urgel dive bombs a cockroach.
Yeah, that was very good. I mean, what? And Ayla knows real life aversions to that.
Oh, the
No.
fluttering and everything?
Shut up! No! I'm gonna have nightmares of this now. Okay, no.
I'm just back.
So,
Eric's pushing a button.
so she tells everybody, well, he's not on the city streets and he's not in any alleys. Maybe he's back at Longstrider's. He's in a building, I guess, somewhere. Or in the sewers. But who would want to go down there? I mean, it's all dark there.
Would remind me.
You know, I'm sorry, my friend. Maybe in the sewers, but maybe in Longstrider's. Not
Why
on the
don't we
street.
check Longstriders?
Yeah. So, I guess we head back to Longstriders?
Okay. So, we're going to the Longstriders Consortium. Awesome. As you guys make your way over there, you're able to walk in, and as you do so, the place is bustling. People are recovering from wounds and injuries. People are casting spells to heal themselves and are consuming food by the bucket load. Brad is running around, waves at you. Are you guys okay? Is there anything I can get for you real quick? Is there anything you need? No? All right, I'll be right back. Go ahead and make yourselves comfortable. I'll be right back. There's going to be food, fried chicken on the tables. And he runs off.
Yay!
We'll go around checking on people, intending to, like, if there's anyone who seems hurt and doesn't have, like, healing. At the moment, I will ask permission to lay on hands and heal them a little bit.
Okay. Most of the people that are in here have some type of healing or have already been administered to. Nobody's dying at the moment. So, while they will accept healing if you choose to use it, it's not necessary.
Twilight will perform the healing word of the day on Covet and will cast the word cool.
Okay.
There you go. We really need to actually arm up before the next attack occurs.
Agreed.
Well, and getting a good rest so we can get some of our spell slots back would be nice too.
So, getting Awen stuff from the Blue Cloaks at the Citadel, going and seeing Charnellen as well as Judith.
Also I need to check with my friend.
And find out where we get these shards.
We need to ask and see if Parboiler is in here.
Agreed. Brad!
As if on cue, Brad comes running up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen Parboiler or Jimmy anywhere? Parboiler's wife?
Agnes?
Or any of the kids.
They haven't been in here in months.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Their shop is not looking too good.
Their shop looks like it got blown up by a fire and a fireball.
That's horrible. Oh, goodness.
They're nowhere to be found, so we're looking for them.
Okay, well, that's the first time I've ever heard of anyone wanting to go see him.
I like Agnes. She's a sweetheart. And Jimmy's sweet too.
He looks at you confused for a moment. Agnes is Mr. Farboiler's first name.
I mean, you know what I mean. I'm having a day. Got exploded. I've been set on fire. Yeah. Sorry, you're right.
It's okay. Here, enjoy some waffles.
Waffles are good. Is there lots of whipped cream?
He
And
smiles.
lots of butter.
Already here. And he puts a bowl of whipped cream and a small bowl of butter.
You're
And
amazing.
runs off.
She sits there and looks at everybody and starts to eat her waffle with whipped cream.
That's when you look over to the right and there's a bowl of powdered sugar as well.
You look at you know, whomever looks at Covet next will see a small tear rolling down her face.
Oh, how sweet.
Everyone would give a pat on the back.
So, Leslie didn't know this was going to happen?
No,
Interesting.
not to my knowledge. I guess I better go see her.
We may know where Parboiler is.
Maybe.
Or additional shards.
Maybe. So with that, she finishes her waffle.
Can I get
Yeah,
a
me
history
come with
check
you?
from Covet at this point? With a 21, you recall that Leslie asked you to check in with someone, and you never did. Are you going to go talk to Leslie before following instructions?
Nope, I want to find the person. I've got to find the person. Because I don't want that kind of repercussions.
Do I need to go with you?
As guard, but keep your distance.
So not as your husband?
Guard and husband,
Absolutely.
but guard primarily. Quit throwing your food.
5-second rule.
So, she calls Brad over.
Comes running over, sliding into a stop. He smiles. Yes, ma'am.
Just out of curiosity, have you seen someone named Hey Eagle Splitter?
Yeah, he was here, would have been 4 days ago.
Have you seen him since?
No. They usually come here right after disembarking. But, no, I haven't seen him in a while. They went towards Ryport, which is about a 5-day round trip.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate it.
Sure, of course.
And can I have another cup of coffee?
He goes running by in a blur, and it slides onto the table.
He takes a nice big sip. Sustenance of the gods.
It is
So,
a black coffee, Americano, slightly watered down.
It's okay. I'll take it. I prefer the Milch Cafe, but this is fabulous. I'll take it.
What's with this Tay Eagle Splinter?
I have to make a connection.
Uh-huh.
Quit being jealous. And she gets up and she goes up the stairs and tries to see if the Minotaur is still at the
He is.
at the desk.
Kerfex is there, and he is looking exceedingly antsy. He wants to get out and do something.
Hey, Kerfex.
Yeah, you're my relief, right? I can go now.
No, unfortunately, no. I
Look
need
at him. He has never been more disappointed in his life. He has the sad puppy look.
Is there someone I can get up here to talk to you or hang out with
I
you?
thought that's what you were gonna do.
No.
I heard
But I
there
can
was
find
fighting,
somebody.
and I got stuck up here again.
I'm so sorry. Trust me, it was not fun. It really wasn't fun.
That's what I like
I
it the
was-
most.
I was wondering, is there a spare room that I could use for a moment, just so I can
Yeah,
do
right
some
here.
correspondence?
Yeah, go right over there to the dojo.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Is it pretty private?
Sure, just close the door.
Well, he's got a shit-eating grin right now.
Are you going to go into the dojo?
Yep.
Twilight, as you walk into the dojo with Covet, there are mats on the floor. There's mats on the walls. Everything is well padded. There's some very strong apparatus for doing chin-ups and various weights and straps and benches that could be used for all sorts of things.
I can work with this. This is a great training location, Code. I like the way you think.
She just kind of shakes her head and says, "That's later, my love." Sits down on one of the mats in the center of the room and looks at Twilight and is like, "Can you guard the door? I can't let anybody hear this."
He looks at her questioningly and then moves over to the door.
I promise, it's okay. She digs through her pack and pulls out. Hold on, I clicked the wrong. The Tome of Zorak Zaf.
Okay.
And she opens it and writes a brief introduction. "Hello, my name is Covet. I have been asked to correspond to you by a mutual friend. It is said that you can help me, and in turn could potentially help you. Would you be interested?" And then I say, "We ba we whooshash."
Okay. It takes a moment, but then you get a response.
Who are you? And why do you have this book?
My name is Covet. And Leslie let me borrow it to ask you some questions.
Oh.
Followed by "we ba wa we ha whooshash."
Interesting. How do I know you're telling the truth? Leslie told me not to tell anybody about the book. And now you have her book.
I have to return it as soon as I'm done speaking to you.
Be much more comfortable if we were talking in person, and I'd like to check in on Leslie myself.
I would be more amenable to that as well. Are you close to Nausha?
I'm actually in Nausha right now. Just got done leaving the Temple of MKL. Where are you?
I'm at Longstriders. You left the Heretics Temple?
I did. Not in a good way, but that's neither here nor there.
That's fine by me. So, would you like to meet here at Longstriders?
That sounds appropriate. I'd like to check in with Leslie first, and then I'll meet you wherever you would like.
You can find me trying to help tend the wounded or making potions in Longstriders, probably downstairs where Brad is, in the tavern area, if they'll allow it.
Fair enough. You'll know me when you see me. I'll have a giant mechanical wolf with me.
Well, that's interesting. You'll notice me by my blue hair and half-dead bird.
I think that sounds more interesting than my wolf. All right, I'll see you in a little
Ergo
bit.
goes, "I'm all dead, you damn bitch."
We give you a little bit of life, panache, some
I
flair.
worked hard for this shit.
Ugh. All right. She sends the back. I will see you when you arrive.
Okay.
With
Awesome.
that,
So Eric, yeah,
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead.
oh, please
No,
I was
go
gonna
for
say-
it. You started.
I was gonna say
just
that
gonna
I'll just
cover-
go upstairs, check on Leslie, and
We did that last
shortcut. Yeah.
So, as Covet and Twilight go downstairs and work on some potions, you guys will see this individual come down the stairs into the main room.
I think this is T. Tay? Am I pronouncing this correctly? Tay?
That's correct. It's Tay.
Tay. Okay. She
So,
looks up from her potions and sees him and just kind of nods. And Urgel's just sitting there, I guess, on the table,
Being dead.
being dead.
Tay would recognize this and walk over and introduce himself, and say, "So, I'm assuming you're Covet."
And you must be Tay, Eagle Splitter.
I am.
Okay?
I am.
There's a dead bird, feet up, wings spread, right on the table in front of this woman.
He leans over and starts scratching his belly.
He doesn't move. He's full on playing dead.
There's a
Tay's
difference
gonna-
between dead bird and undead bird.
Tay's gonna kind of look a little on the leery side, but at this point, she's a mutual contact with Leslie, so he's not really expecting too much less.
She smiles at him and pulls out a silver piece and puts it across his Urgel's face, and makes sure it hits the light just right.
The head of this dead bird moves and follows it, like being hypnotized.
All right. So, what is it that you would like to talk about?
I've heard that you have knowledge of portals that have been around this plane of Corvola, and you've been trying to close them.
Could say that. We just recently got back from Ryport, where we closed one. What all kind of information are you looking for, and how would you be willing to help me out in a trade?
Well, first off, to the information first, and then I believe that the trade-off could be mutually beneficial. She smiles and looks up at the ceiling, towards Leslie's office. We had, I explained that we had encountered a few of the portals ourselves, where the Fey realm is, for lack of a better phrase, bleeding into material plane.
Yep.
And continue. I'm sorry.
Nope, I was going to add to that and say that's what me and my group were hired to do, is go investigate these portals.
There are some
And
over in Australia. There's quite a few in Australia, particularly Firelands. And we would aim to close them ourselves. And we are looking to find out how to close them.
all right. Well, let me tell you what we went through and what we found out over in Ryport. So on our trip to Ryport, we actually didn't go to Ryport to close this portal. We went to a place called the Broken Mug, about halfway in between. When we got there, we had found that the Broken Mug had been destroyed by several owlbear, and we found the owner of the Broken Mug. We helped her out. We went to her farm where she had told us that there was a portal. Well, when we got there, we found memories, blink dogs, and a portal that was surrounded by crystal shards.
That
The
sounds
crystal,
familiar.
the crystal shards are the key to closing the portal. We had to take out the crystal shards in order to close the said portal. You can do them by magic, you can do them by weapon attacks, whatever works. Some information we found out that may be pertinent to you is the name Nebula Angelson.
Nebula
She is-
Angelson?
Correct. She is the one who's opening the portals, and she's in the Gloam Court, and she's opening them from the Fey world, the Fey plane. She does not need any help to open them. She can open them by herself at will, wherever.
With that, Nebula, she, the history, I remember we had come across a nebula. Is that the same nebula? GM?
Yes.
Is this a history check?
It is a history
Is
check,
this-
yes.
The same one that imprisoned the guardian of movement.
Yes, it is the same.
The one that we beat up on that had imprisoned in the tower, that ran away after we punched her face in.
Lovely. Okay.
Nastalia
That's
never
interesting. Nathalia? I thought that was different. I thought that was different from Nebula.
I thought Nathalia's the person we beat in the tower.
You guys have two different names. You guys, I don't believe, have interacted with Nebula yet.
Okay. I thought we had
Nathalia.
interacted with a Nebula before, but I could be wrong.
I believe you are incorrect.
Okay.
For what it's worth to you, we have not come across Nebula yet, because she is
Okay.
in the Gloam Court of the Fey realm. She's not
Do you know
on
why?
this plane.
Do you know why she's opening these portals?
We have not found that out yet.
Okay. Does she have anything to do with the baneful Ashwood Spire staff shards?
Gonna look at Eric and pretty much say that Tay wouldn't know about that, so I would say no. I would not. I don't know how to answer that one. I don't know anything about those.
Okay, that's fair enough. So when you had been to the Broken Mug and you said it had been destroyed, do you know what kind of destruction was there? Was it fire? Were they trying to take somebody?
Oh no, this was just owl bears, 3 giant double-headed owl bears. Owl bears were looking for food, and they came across the Broken Mug and all of its compatrons and saw them to be quite tasty. So that's what they just ransacked it looking for food.
Is there anything about this farm other than the fact that, the crystals were there? What kind of crystals were they? Do you know?
I would say they look like giant amethysts. But as far as what kind, no.
Interesting. Okay.
I will tell you that they're the kind that when you destroy them, it seemed like a giant, like magical random things would happen. And
Like wild magic?
oh yeah, you could say that. One time I had a basket of cobras form underneath my feet after I destroyed one. I mean, it's pretty random. Yeah, it's wild magic for sure.
When she hears this, Covet just kind of has a shiver go down her spine. She's not quite sure why, but a shiver goes down her spine. And not a good way.
You cold? You need a jacket?
No. Wild magic just kind of weirds me out. I don't know why. It's been that way for as long as I can remember.
You all at this moment get a feeling like someone walked through the room just now, but you don't remember who or what he did.
Covet just kind of looks around, is like, huh. Okay. Well, is there
Twilight
any...
is mournful of a forgotten legend and doesn't know why.
So, how many of these portals have you found?
As of right now, we've just found the one.
Have you heard of others?
We have heard that there are more, and as we find out about them, our job is to go investigate them and make sure that the bad Fae, because not all Fae are bad, are
She
not coming
smiles.
through and doing bad things, and we take care of them as needed.
She smiles and she appreciates the separation of the Fae. In regards to not all Fae should be all lumped together in good or bad. She does give the information that they need to check into the giants because they may have something to do with it.
The giants?
In Australia.
Okay.
I recant the tale of us going to Australia to free, to look for the shards, the baneful Ashwood shards, because that was given.
Are you recanting or recounting?
Recounting, excuse me. I'm having a day. Recounting. And, we're looking for the baneful Ashwood shards, because that was
Crystal blow.
that's what was given. That was the task given to us by Shafti Khan, and we were to release Shalone. We found one of them was Shalone when we released her, but along the way we came across one or two portals that were bleeding into the Fae, bleeding into this realm from the Fae. However, to be able to close the one in the fire realms, you have to go through the portal to get to the fire, to get to the lava fields, through the lava. And it's not going to be pretty or easy.
Interesting. That's definitely good information that we did not have. Very good.
And for the record, the place that she should be referencing is actually where it burns.
Where it burns. Excuse me. Thank you. It was referred to many things, so I want to. I apologize. But there is a portal there, and many.
Right here on the map.
Yep. And she looks at Twilight, and
He points.
he points to the map. I hope that this can help you. we do hope to close the portals, much like you. Once we complete the staff, we can help you better. But we need to complete the staff. We have 5 more shards that we need to find.
Outstanding.
That being said, our goal ultimately for Twilight and myself is to get home and remove the shadows.
Where's home?
And she looks at Twilight, asking permission.
Home is where the heart is, and my heart is sitting right next to me.
Aww.
Sweet.
That's fair.
While you gain 1 point, you do not gain inspiration.
Brownie points are good, but I think you should.
So Tay wants to lean in a little bit, kind of towards Covet, to like make it a little less of a group conversation and a little more of a private conversation, and say, "What can you tell me about?" And he's going to point up at the ceiling, like she motioned earlier.
She is very powerful, and one to have on your side. She has her own agenda, but usually for the greater good.
So go ahead.
She has given me powers that I have definitely benefited from. And I think you could too. She wishes
Such
to speak
as,
to you.
yeah, I need to go talk to her. I just recently got back to Nausea and haven't had a chance yet.
I believe we'd like to take you on as a student, if interested.
Intrigued. You have any idea what she does? So I have like a mutual agreement with her. Bring her the heads of intelligent creatures, and she's doing something with them behind closed doors. And any idea what she's doing with those things?
She gets information. Information that can help us.
Okay. Cool.
And I can tell you for a fact she has been very helpful. Very forthcoming with the information that is required at the time.
Very cool. All right. Well, you've been a very big service to me for sure, and I hope I've helped you.
Most definitely. We definitely need to check out this nebula and the Gloam Court as she looks pointedly at Twilight and how to stop these portals from being opened.
If there's a way we can continue communication after our meeting, I think that might be mutually beneficial.
I think it would be. Right now, I think that would be something that we would have to bring to our benefactress as she looks up.
That's fair. I'll bring it up to her when I go see her later, unless you want to.
Well, I fully intend on talking to her before we leave here. So if you want to see her before I do, that is totally up to you, but I will probably see her within the next few hours.
Go ahead and talk to her. I'll talk to her later, just to see what we can work out, if you don't already work something out.
Sounds like a plan to me. It was a pleasure meeting you today.
Yes, ma'am. Same to you. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy your coffee.
She raises her cup and says, I hope to be speaking with you soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Does he get up and leave?
Yep. Tail kind of give a little bow with a hand gesture, roll of his hand, and take a step back and grab his giant wolf shathid and walk out the door.
All right.
That's it.
Cool. Thank you for coming. That was very helpful. Really appreciate it. And we'll catch you later today for the Feywatch.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good one.
Take
I'm
care.
going to be staying up till 2 a.m. to watch that one.
Good luck, y'all.
Good night.
You too.
All right. So you are left at the table, and you have hypnotized Urgle.
She at that point she just kind of tapped the coin on his beak and says, "Here you go, buddy. You're awesome."
He looks up at
Twilight.
it. Yo.
Twilight will nudge Covet and will inform her that he suspects that the court of Twilight and Darkness, the Gloom Court, was potentially involved with the takeover of Tantargu.
She agrees and believes that maybe those of more power, as she looks up to the ceiling, may have more knowledge about it.
Of this plane or the other?
Maybe a little both. She has contacts in both places.
What I don't know is whether or not it was an opportunity or a collaboration with Rafina.
Then we'll have to ask. And with that, she looks around to the rest of the group to see what they're doing.
Miss Lauren, what are you doing?
Lauren is finishing her food, but she's actually gonna go upstairs.
Miss Lauren's going to go upstairs, okay? Cool. You go upstairs. Kerfex is sitting behind that desk. His knees up near his shoulders. Can I help you, miss?
Perhaps. I know that things are quite busy around here now, but would you happen to know if Utono has a moment?
Yeah, just be sure you knock.
Of course.
All right.
I would
You
never
want to go down the hall?
be so rude as to barge in. Yep, I will go down the hall and I'll knock at Zutono's door.
Awesome. Cool.
Is this
As you
before or
enter-
after the rewind that occurred in the back break that you gave?
This was after the back break.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. So, as you walk up to the very nice door that has all of the various carvings, you knock on the door?
Yep.
All right. You hear a voice, "Come in, please, quickly."
I'll enter quickly.
The man seated behind the desk is currently furiously writing something. He looks up at you. "It's Lauren, it is, isn't it? Of the Protectorate. How can I be of assistance?"
Yes.
He puts the pen in a inkwell and puts his papers off to the side. You have his full attention.
Well, I wanted to give as full of a report as I could on the Josozai invasion.
Yes.
including and I'll talk about everything that led up to like that we saw that um start through meeting up with the Blue Cloaks,
Okay.
and then I'll um go on to mention and they said that they would hide their agents within the city. We found one who was in Charnel's shop.
It's most disturbing. I will have to get some new, fresh eyes into the streets. Thank you for the report. Please be vigilant. Should you find any more of them, please deal with them as appropriate.
Absolutely. I was
Tilts his
wondering,
head to the side for a moment as you say, I was wondering. He's listening very carefully to this.
will the Longstriders and the Blue Cloaks be coordinating to um, root this out and perhaps defend the city against future attacks?
He leans back in his chair. Ronaldus Basil is a interesting resource. He and his blue cloaks are skilled and well funded. We will be working with them as we have in the past. We are not associated, but realize that cooperation with such a robust organization can benefit both parties.
Our
Why?
nods. I was largely curious. I am, of course, still relatively new to this place, and it seems that for two such influential and capable organizations, I was not certain whether or not the dynamic was more rivalrous than allied. Certainly seems that Basil does not hold the highest opinion of the Longstriders, and I'm not sure if it was mutual.
He smiles. Our relationship with the Blue Cloaks of Nausea is not rivalrous, nor antagonistic, nor are we allied. We occasionally cross paths in the same direction or at odds. We here in the consortium have a tendency to be for the benefit of the consortium members ourselves and for the general good of people as a whole. The Blue Cloaks are more militaristic in their aims as opposed to capitalistic. The Blue Cloaks limit their interests to Nausea proper. Once you go beyond the city limits, the Blue Cloaks very rarely will venture any further into Reston. They are city-centric. We believe here in the consortium that interests beyond impact us directly. We take jobs from all over Toivoa, even beyond the edges of the map. Such jobs are generally profitable and provide us with knowledge and contacts throughout. That is the nature of our organization. The Blue Cloaks, Ronaldus Basil in particular, is focused on the protection of his city, what he views as his people. He will defend them, even at the cost of his own life, should it ever come to that. He sees nothing better than the defense of the people of Nausea. As long as they are good and upstanding and morally just, Ronaldus Basil will do anything within his power to defend them, as long as they are a resident of the city of Nausea. He is brash, caustic, and dismissive of those who are not residents. Sometimes he can even seem arrogant, but should you prove yourself to him, he will respect you. That's the nature of the Blue Cloaks. Those who work for him have varied backgrounds, but have all moved here to Nausea and claim residency here. He pays them well and equips them even better.
Arn listens raptly and he gets the impression that is filing away all of this information to for later. We will not. Thank you. That is very useful to know.
There's a question for
Perspective to have.
you, Miss Shonazeth. As I have provided you with a wealth of knowledge, I feel that it would be fair for me to ask a question of you.
Dun dun dun.
Are you willing to answer the question of why are you here and not in the Protectorate taking your rightful place in charge of the military?
That's interesting question. I believe that I was set to take would have been more, I suppose the right word is diplomatic than hands-on. I had always preferred to become a warrior who would put herself directly between great threats, not just of this plane, but of all planes, and to keep my people safe that way.
Do you not believe that the entirety of the Schnozen Protectorate would be a useful tool in your efforts to protect the plains? Such a military might would be an invaluable resource. I find it interesting that someone who professes to be interested in protecting the plains has not tapped into such powerful allies and resources. Is it because of the man that was chosen for you? Or is it because of another reason? And he's looking eye to eye to you. He's gotten this information that he's not supposed to have, somehow. And you get the direct impression, with your passive insight, that he has sent spies to investigate the Protectorate and to learn about you, your family, and why you are not in the Protectorate right now. He's
Her
not
expression
threatening you.
hardens.
Right. He's not threatening you. He's just revealing to you that he's done his research.
I think that there would be no use in being circumspect about this. But, I made this decision independently of Rolmos. And I do not know what would await me if I went back, sought their aid. I agree that it would be valuable, but how would I know how to use it if I did not first see for myself what it was like to fight?
That's valid. Should you choose to return to the Protectorate, I would be interested in having you have a good relationship with the Consortium. The Consortium would benefit from a relationship with the Protectorate, one that is not simply dues and inspections, but rather a more developed relationship.
Agree with this. We know that we know the threats that the world faces. People have long been guardians against those threats, and furthermore, more immediately, in addition to the bay portals that have been opening, we both know of the World Eaters.
Yes. What do you think of such an organization that would consider destroying everything for their own gain?
Consider them a great threat.
As do I.
Means me to know that once worked with one who was a World Eater.
You speak of Narzul, the orc.
Do.
It has come to my attention that they have been contacted by associates of ours. A couple of our members have contracted with them in order to form a flotilla, an armada, that will be headed eastward towards the lair of a dragon named Sageos.
Chaos, you say?
Indeed, they're to be arriving in 3 weeks. From what I understand, you and your party also have business with this Sageos. This is not the first time his name has come across my desk, and I believe it would benefit the world to gain more information, if possible, of this threat. It's even come to my knowledge that Sageos is partially responsible for death and attacks throughout Reston. I would encourage you to be cautious. Sageos is not to be trusted and is far more intelligent than others grant him credit for.
The threats we face are cunning, powerful, and subversive.
Indeed.
Must be ever alert for their corruption.
Corruption is everywhere. Especially in the Protectorate, Slarin Shunazeth. You know this better than
What do you
anyone.
mean?
What do I mean? You know that your father is influenced by those around him. You know that he listens, even if he does not necessarily obey all orders. People attempt to control him. Corruption is there, waiting to take root. Should it, there would always be problems. We must remain vigilant, as you have said, to prevent ourselves from being corrupted by others. He looks meaningfully out the door at Leslie's office. Some of us have given in to corruption and now use it for the greater good. This is rare.
The only one I've ever seen could walk that line, be unchanged for it, is my uncle.
Indeed. At some point, I would like to meet such a man.
You would like him, I think.
Perhaps so. But I, unfortunately, do not have time at this exact moment.
I understand
need
there's much to do.
send agents out in order to root out these infiltrators of the city. Be careful, Islaren, for they will not take kindly to people of your faith.
In fact, they would not take kindly to perhaps any other than themselves. Yes, I will.
Indeed. The Zealots of Garden Soil are exactly that. They are vicious and ruthless, and they will not stop until slain. This is a threat we will have to address eventually. Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Of course. Nothing less than my duty.
He nods.
Nod back. I will prepare to exit the room.
Okay. As you stand up to exit the room, you go to the doors and open them silently and head out into the hall. As they close behind you, the camera lingers in the room where Zutono is seated behind the desk. He steeples his fingers and looks through the door in your direction. Nodding sagely, he utters the words, "Gatsby, I have a job for you." A figure coming out of the shadows, hooded and cloaked, nods. "Absolutely, boss." And we pan down the hall to you coming down the stairs.
Wow.
I'll return to the others.
Cool.
I'll just say, the productive conversation.
Anything useful?
Yes. Much that I will have to consider and sort through. Perhaps my people can be an ally.
The more stronger that we can be, right?
Yeah, but to what end? What would that manipulation be? I mean, you left for a reason.
Did leave for a reason.
Has that reason changed?
Has evolved. I know now that not simply go back to stay until our overall mission complete, but there will come a time when the risk associated with turning no longer outweighs benefits that could be gained for doing so. I believe that time fairly soon.
You know that which you moved away from will still be there upon your return.
What I moved away from was suppose the expectation. And although the expectations will remain, I have more options for myself now than when I did.
You have more capability, more. As she looks at Islaren, she looks at her pointedly, but and she says, "This may not be the right word, but power in oneself to go back and do what needs to be done."
So, is
Go
it
back
a
to that
will-
is right.
Exactly.
is it a willing to accept, or is it something that you're going to rise beyond, or is something that you're going to change for your better?
I do not understand what you mean.
You had a situation. The situation still exists. The question is, what is your approach to dealing with that situation upon the return, since the mandate is still there?
Will you rise above, or are you going to let it? Are you going to let it dictate you, or define you?
I think that's something as Lauren's going to have to think about and come to a decision about.
Go as
Because
well.
that did,
I'm listening.
then because you kind of need to have that question answered before you go back and face whatever it is that you moved away from.
Exactly. But it's not a decision that you necessarily have to make this second.
No, but it does need to be made prior to reconnecting.
I've made
Yes.
the decision as to what I intend to do. As to whether or not new information develops that would change that decision, that we will find out as it approaches, but as it stands, I will ask for what help I can give. Will present the situation as I know it. I will not be pressed into a role that is not right for me.
And whatever you need, I will have your back. No matter
As
what it
will
is.
I.
We'll have your backs as well. We're in this together.
So, with the unknown still ahead and not knowing what the next step is, I think we need to make sure that we are as prepared as we can be for what may be for us.
I agree. So shall we head
Yes.
to the Citadel so that Aowen can get their armament as necessary?
I believe Eowyn's waited long enough for this.
Yeah.
I agree.
She
Aowen, Aowen, are you ready for your new gear?
I can go whenever you guys can. I don't want to hold up anyone.
No, I think you need to be first. You have put up with a lot of stuff. I mean, seriously, you have put up with Twilight and his massive amount of traps. Let's go shine you up.
Those weren't my traps.
I really feel like you guys have been through more than me.
Nope, my little pyro. You need to be armed up. I love you so much. You need to be you need to be like armored up. Let's go get you taken care of first.
Aowen's at the Citadel and then to Judith.
Okay. Cool. So, you guys.
All the
guys-
while, I'm still looking.
Sure.
All the while, I'm still looking out for Farboiler and Jimmy. And before we leave, have I been able to make any potions with anything that I have been able to find around the tavern, the consortium?
Roll a medicine check. Let's see what you've been able to craft. And what materials.
Is it
you have.
medicine or alchemy? Is
If
it
you have
medicine or
alchemy, you
alchemy?
can do alchemy. All right. So with a 20, you have this dragon bone dust, right?
Yep.
Okay.
5 pounds
You're-
of it, and I have.
5
I'm
pounds of
messing
it.
with it. Yep.
Cool. Then I'm going to send you what you were able to craft. Here we go. You have. Can I get you to roll? And this would be a total of 1d20 to determine how many doses using all 5 pounds you're able to make. You are making 18 doses of this stuff. There you go, Covet.
Oh, that's awesome. I am. Oh yes. In some battles, I'll take it. I lean over to Islar and is like, hey, I know you can appreciate this. Look what I made. I just made 18 of them.
What is that?
Who's that?
Let me show you. So, see, this is what it does. It's gonna be fun.
The dust
Very
is
useful.
sneezing and choking.
This I cannot even tell you. Oh my god.
That's awesome.
But that consumes all 5
Heard of
pounds.
this? It's never seen it in use, considering a little bit more difficult to use where I come from.
But you know, on land it could be really, 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 useful.
Very effective.
Okay. Sweet. So, Where are we going? What are we doing? You guys going to leave the consortium?
Yeah, we're going to the Citadel for Slarin, and then over to Judith.
For Awen? Gotcha. So you guys head
Yes.
out into town. As you make your way towards the Blue Cloak Citadel, along the way, you see people being cared for. The streets are getting cleaned up. People are a little bit still shocked from the invasion, but they seem to be calming down quite a bit. As you come up to the Citadel itself, though, you are able to find Ronaldus Basil out front, having taken care of business. As you approach, he smiles. Ah, yes. Welcome. Eowyn, it's a pleasure to have you in the team. Come right this way. I have something to give you that will provide you with more capacity in your employment. By the way, you're supposed to be getting paid. Here you go. Don't show your friends. And he will slide you a small pouch of gold. In Covet, you've been granted inspiration from Tech Viking.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
All right. So, Eowyn, go ahead and add 2,000 gold to your character sheet.
I didn't know we could get paid for this.
Of course, the Blue Cloaks are the best funded military organization in all of Reston. But come right this way. We have a gift for you, Eowyn. Specifically brought from the plains of fire, far beyond the realms. This was brought by our agent that currently resides in the city of Brass, and acquired through a favor provided to a certain Ifriti. I think you'll find it quite nice. And he will show you a suit of chain mail armor. It looks like this.
Oh, that
Nice.
that actually looks really cool. It looks like out of character. It looks like the medieval art I used to look at.
This suit of armor is quite effective at what it does, and should provide you with the protections needed to help you even against your most powerful spells. Of course, you can either choose to accept it or decline, but I've chosen this specifically for you, as opposed to any of the other members of the organization, due to your affinity with fire.
Of course, I'll accept it.
Very well. I'm sure you can have one of these, associates assist you in equipping it. You won't have need of your current equipment, of course. Correct? We'll have to requisition that in order to provide it to some other initiate. Is that okay?
Yeah, it is.
Very well. You're quite the good representative of the Blue Cloaks organization, and we want to ensure that we continue expanding and collecting the best of the best of the best. Thank you for representing us so well. You also earned the title of Knight, Eowyn.
Ooh, cool.
I do.
Indeed. For your defense of the city of Nausha and the citadel of the Blue Cloaks, you will now be referred to as Sir Eowyn. Whenever you are in town.
Thank you. This means a lot.
Of course! You've earned it. You're quite a proficient young man. By the way, you do travel with some troublemakers. You aware of this?
I am.
Make sure you keep them in line, as you have been doing. You're doing a great job.
I'll keep trying, but I don't think that they're that bad.
Oh, no one said bad. Just troublesome. And, that one, the, young man with the long hair, he needs a bath.
I guess I'll relay that to him.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's not an obligation, but it is appreciated that we keep clean people here in the city of Nausha. After all, we have hygiene to worry about. Cleanliness is next to godliness, of course.
I suppose it is.
Very well.
I
Yes.
have you seen the blacksmith anywhere?
The blacksmith. Oh, you're speaking of Charnellen. Did you know that I got my armor from Charnellen's?
I didn't.
I
Yeah,
got my
it's
armor
very cool,
and my
but
swords and my cloak and my belt and my boots. I
I'm
even
trying to talk.
I'm sorry. Just I'm asking if you've seen him anywhere. We haven't seen him.
But the blacksmith is at his shop.
No,
quite proud of it.
the shop was really messed up, and we weren't able to find anyone in there.
That was the potion maker.
Yeah, you guys were at Farboiler's potion shop, which was the one that got destroyed.
I thought we were talking about the blacksmith.
No, you guys were at the potion shop.
You went to the blacksmith last week.
Yep.
Sorry.
All good. Blacksmith's fine. Oh, regardless, here, let me assist you in getting this armor on. And I'm going to send you the name of this to add to your character sheet, please, Eowyn. There you go. Go ahead and add that to your character sheet. It does require attunement. Would you like me to share with the party, or do you want to keep that to yourself for now?
You can share it to the party.
Okay. Lord Ronaldus Basil has gifted Eowyn with Ifriti Chain.
Ow.
Nice, nice.
As Ronaldus is going to leave, Covet goes to slap him on the back to tell him he's doing a good job. As she does so, a muddy handprint appears on the back of his cloak and armor. The handprint slides and falls onto the ground.
Of course it does.
He looks at you. Thank you, madam. After all, we do our very best. And he will bend down to kiss the back of your hand.
Which is still muddy.
He kisses it. His lips are unbesmirched. His hand is unsoiled. His hair perfect in the morning breeze.
Covet now feels like she needs to go wash her hands. And not because of the mud.
He gives you the schmarmiest look and will stalk away, dutifully shining in the sunlight.
It needs some tarnish.
So what would you guys like to do?
Head to Judas next, I think.
Cool. Awesome. So you
You
guys
walk,
go
I
into
will-
Judith's. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that as we walk, I will just walk next to Eowyn for a moment and say, "Congratulations, Sir Eowyn."
Thank you.
Covet slaps her hand on Eowyn's back, but not the muddy hand, the clean hand, and saying, "That takes some doing to get the title of Sir. Good job."
How did you get mud in your hand?
I have no idea. As she looks towards the harbor and the beautiful ocean view.
Eowyn,
Off the
your passive
top.
insight shows that she's lying.
Oh man, please don't take after Twilight.
I think he takes after me.
We rub off on each other.
Ew.
Phrasing. Why did you
No
turn
comment.
red, Covet?
Looking at my mother. I think she's worse than me.
I'm saving all my comments.
She's got kids. She knows all this information.
Oh gosh, yes.
Ew.
I'm saving all
Now
my
it's-
comments so I can deliver them in person.
It's awesome.
Happens in September. Happens in
I know, I know. I can't wait.
All right. So, where are we going? What are we doing?
We're going to Judith.
Yes,
Judith's
because Twilight
intricacies
is
and
over
oddities.
here twitching.
Yeah? Oh, well, maybe we should end the session early then.
You're going to send him into a spasm.
I try hard. So, as you guys walk down the street, you come up to the bright orange building with the clear glass windows, and you guys can go inside Judith's intricacies and oddities. As you walk inside, Judith is standing behind the counter, currently cleaning up a mess. Greetings. How can I be of
Greetings, Judith.
assistance?
It looks
She
like
looks
you're
a
cleaning
little
up a
frazzled.
mess.
Yeah, you got one job on this ship.
Do you need some help?
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I actually enjoy cleaning. How can I be of service?
She looks at Twilight. You're the one that was coming in here. That was wanting to come in here so badly. What do you need? Well, I do. I do have the haversack party.
Twilight. It's at this point that I need you to roll an insight check for concern.
For concern, insight. Awesome.
Yes.
Can I use guidance on this?
No need. So with a 14, Twilight, Covet just asked you what you need while going shopping. Covet asked you to kind of hurry up, in her terms, while going shopping. Obviously, Covet is ill.
I feel a little peaked.
After the meal you just had yesterday?
Is it the morning sickness?
I ain't pregnant.
Or are you?
Don't do that to me, GM.
How many times have we faded to black during this campaign?
Twice.
4
Today.
times.
A week?
Twice a day. I love Ayla's like twice a day. Ahem. So, we'll just let that mystery dangle there. So, as I'm getting a message, I don't know what's going on, but I know I'm
It's
getting.
not to you.
It's okay, sure, it's right. Uh huh. Wow. No, Twitch chat. Nope, nope, nope. Not going there. All right. So, as you come in, Twilight, what would you like to do or say
Wow.
while you're here? As
I'm
Covet
still
has,
recovering from Twitch chat.
Twitch chat is kind of wow. Grrr.
I am going to remain neutral and be a nice guy.
And this is how the GM turns red.
Oh no, GM doesn't do that.
After
that's
the
fucking
last
terrible.
incursion by the Jasozai zealots, we have found that we need to improve our current armaments.
Indeed.
And so while we have things that we would like to trade and or sell in order to procure, very much interested in what you have available.
Of course. What are you looking for?
So I will pass over the items that I am willing to part with, and I am looking for a ranged weapon that fits my playstyle.
Interesting. All right. You're looking for a ranged weapon that fits your play style? Okay.
You want me to post the list of what I'm willing to part with and the price points?
Sure. Yes, please. Cool. So, the calculator, 18,000 gold. Well, she's going to look at you and smile. It's quite the collection.
It's what happens when you're lost in a desert and can't really unload very often.
She smiles at Covet. And
Rolls her eyes.
and G-Mac's going to go up and down the various aisles of Judith's shop. And let me double check here. Yes. She's going to walk up to a very pretty bow. It's black, shedding shadows, and she has two of them. She asks, "Do you prefer short bows or long bows, Twilight's Call?"
Longbows, of course.
Very well. And she will bring this bow out, placing the short bow back on the rack. She brings it up and puts it on the counter. It's shedding shadows as if it was coming straight from the Shintara Grove. It's going to give you a little bit of the willies, Twilight.
Do I feel a connection with it?
More of just a slight one, not one that you're personally connected to.
But a familiarity?
Yeah. So, as she smiles, she's going to say, "I believe this fulfills your requirements. This is a bow of whisper. It will allow you to remain hidden in the most trying of times and allow you to communicate more clearly to your allies. In exchange for the items that you've provided, with the exception of the dragon's blood, which I will not accept. She will
I'm
not
supposed
take
to
the
go to
dragon's
Jordan.
blood. She will not take the dragon's blood because reasons. She will also not take the scroll of magic missile. She doesn't want that. She's got too many of those already. But she will accept the gemstones instead. So, in exchange for all those, she is willing to give you the Bow of Whisper. Is this something you'd like to accept, Twilight?
The Coven and I were talking about inventory. I think
Okay.
just not get whispered over.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
those-
it's supposed to be Whisper.
Those gems
Alright.
weren't a part of that.
Alright, so just Twilight's Call stuff then. Okay?
Just Twilight's Call stuff. This
Sure.
stuff, it was supposed to be a whisper. It didn't go in a whisper. I don't know
That's
why.
fine. That's fine. Twilight, you've been granted inspiration by Vamp Orchid. Would you like to take this bow?
I would not. That actually doesn't do me anything better than what I've currently got.
What do you currently have?
A +1.
Okay. It's surprising to me that it doesn't do better than what you... Okay. She will either offer that or a second bow that has words engraved on it. Out of character, I have something else in mind that I don't want you to purchase. I want you to acquire it through different means.
Right. Yeah, this doesn't do me anything beyond what I'm currently doing. And it'd actually be a detriment to my character because of the attunement requirement.
Well, any powerful weapon's going to require attunement, just heads up.
No, right. What I'm saying is, this particular one would be a downgrade for Twilight.
Okay.
He would rather settle for a +2 as opposed to pursuing this one.
All right, then she can sell you a +2 longbow. That she has.
Okay. How much would that one be?
The +2 weapons are +2 weapon. Sorry. A +2 weapon is 4,000 gold. So you would get 14,000 whatever in change.
Okay. Yeah, I will do that, and then I'll look at other.
Sorry, you would get
things.
13. You would get 11,000 because she's not accepting the dragon's blood.
Right. Okay. 11,000.
Right. And just to make sure, this is the item that you're denying, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just verifying. Cool.
Yeah. That.
All right. Yeah, there's something else coming that I think gets you a lot better, but it's not through purchase.
Right. No worries. Like I said, that would actually put him at a lower point than what he's currently at. And so that wouldn't.
Okay. The reasoning behind it is that if you can go invisible, you can technically concentrate on staying invisible forever and having advantage on all shots.
Right. But he has greater invisibility, which he hasn't been using. Which wouldn't impact that. And it doesn't add to with psychic damage. It converts the psychic damage, and he's already got a +1. And with the removal of the attunement, that reduces his +2 range attack, which actually would be less than what he's currently at.
That's up to you. All
Right.
right.
So I retain the magic missile and the dragon's blood. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
But you gain.
And then I will work
longbow.
Yes, and I will work through the other stuff here in a second.
Sure. Would you like to trade in your +1 longbow?
Yes, that was part of it, of the conversion.
Sure. Okay. Oh, you're selling at retail, though.
What would the reduction be on that one?
She gives 60% because she's super generous. Because she has to make money.
Right.
So,
Though it would be trying to, hey, we just have finished doing the repelling of this invasion, and we're setting conditions to prevent further, and so we're looking for some type of support for future endeavors.
okay. So, roll your persuasion check, sir. A 27. Damn. All right. She will give you 75% of the value. So the total she is willing to give you, 75%, is going to be 11,606 gold.
Minus the dragon blood and the...
I already did that.
Okay. So 11,000 and what?
11,606.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Is anyone else want to purchase or sell anything at Judith's?
I'm still looking home.
Okay.
I think I will sell the crossbrand longsword.
Okay. Cool. The Frost brand. And the Frost brand, sorry. So Frost brand is 2,200. All right, and we are going to apply Twilight's negotiation, so you will get 1,650 for it. Because Twilight is so convincing. He's really good with the ladies, from what I understand, Covet.
That's gonna get a glare and a talking to later.
I have just a plain, regular old shield I'd like to get rid of.
She's going to look at it, and out of pity and compassion, she will give you 5 gold.
That's fine.
All right. Anybody else want to purchase or do anything else with Judith's intricacies or oddities?
I'm still going through. Hold on.
Okay.
It's taking me a minute. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
That's just 6 pounds I don't have to carry now.
Is that what happens during childbirth?
Among other things.
Yeah.
6 pounds you no longer have to carry?
Not in my case.
No,
Now,
you
Kathy
actually
was
end up having to carry more.
Kathy was only 4 pounds, but the boys were 8 and 9.
Mm.
Excuse me.
Yes, Eowyn?
There's only so much I can get from the photo I took of the armor. Do you think you can send it in DMs?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Can you send a picture of the new armor in DMs?
Sure. the entire thing will be here. I'll just send it to you in Discord.
Looks, I do have the photos, it's just some small details I can't see.
There you go. If you click on that, it should come up. If not, I will send it. There's the full image for you in Discord. Cool. And feel free to customize colors and such if you're redrawing. Awesome. Cool. You going to sell both of those, Covet?
Yes.
All right. So you will get 6,000 gold for the first one. And then
Okay.
the second one, she looks at it and smiles and will say, I'll give you 2 gold for it.
I'll keep it.
Are you certain?
Yeah, I think so.
What about 20 gold?
It's autographed.
It's just a book.
Autographed, first edition. Decent condition.
Fine. 22 gold.
No, I'm just gonna hold on to it. Thanks, though. I appreciate it. I could always make improve my my cooking.
22 gold, and I guarantee it returns to the author.
You throw in the second book of the series, and then we talk.
Should I find it? It's a deal. Just return when I've found it.
Fair enough. I will return when you found it. Send word, please.
Okay. She smiles. Of course. All right.
She holds on to
Anybody
it.
else? All right. So, you guys ready to depart Judith's Intricacies and Oddities?
I had 2 last purchases I would like to make.
What are those purchases, sir?
The animated shield and a scimitar of speed.
The animated shield she does have. One of those got sold to her. She will sell that to you for 6,000 gold. And
Okay.
I need to double check her this here. Does she have the scimitar of speed? I forgot. Searching. Yeah, she does have the scimitar of speed. That also got sold to her recently by a person from the country of Rathus.
And that is also 6,000 gold?
That is, wrong button. The scimitar of speed is 6,000 gold. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? Last call. No? Very well. As she will conclude business with you, she smiles, and should you find any more wine, I'd love to provide you with compensation once again. After all, such rare delicacies are delicious.
We will have to crack open a bottle someday together.
Perhaps. And as you guys leave, you guys head out into the city streets of Nausea proper. Significantly lighter in your backpacks and your wallets.
Lauren, did you want to try to make some things?
Yes, I think whenever we go back to the consortium, I will spend some time working on this jewelry.
Sounds like a plan. GM, what time is it?
By this time, it would be 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
But it's only been 2 hours.
Yeah. Unless, of course, Twilight spent a lot of time window shopping at Judas, in which case we can go ahead and put it at 6.
Go ahead and put that at 6.
Alright, so it is 6 p.m. because Twilight took so damn long at Judas. Now Covet understands how that bench feels at the mall.
Yeah, in reality, I have to, trick him to come with me shopping, so that does not count.
I don't know what you mean. I said, stood
So-
out.
So, Lauren, shall we go and, okay, because of this time warp thingy, are we still clean? Or is that not a thing, GM?
You are not clean. You've not gone back.
Yes, Lauren, we need to go to the spa. We got chipped.
Is this courtesy of Basil as well? Didn't he have something
Yep, 100%.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Oh, so seriously.
Eowyn?
Kovet, do you mind taking Twilight with you?
Twilight, you stanky. Let's go.
Of course, my dear.
I will leave the two of you to it so that I can get to work on these gems.
Okay, just don't forget to take care of yourself. Self-care is very important.
Of course.
Here, you don't need self-care.
Spa, spa, spa. She grabs him by the ear and says, "Let's go! Come on, you stank!"
All right. So as she begins to sing "Scooby Doo Papa," we go ahead and head over to the spa. You guys can absolutely. Thank you for laughing at that one. You guys will go and get clean at the spa while Islaren works on some gemstone crafting. What exactly are you crafting, Islaren?
That depends on how much I have time to craft, because I've got a lot of gems.
What are you trying to craft?
Let's start with... Start with a ring using one of the black chryso.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. So you're going to cast guidance on yourself, and I heard you're trying to craft a ring. And so, yep,
Yes.
you'll be able to craft a ring that doubles the value of the crystal burrow. Oh, my camera is frozen. One moment, guys. Let me figure out what's going on there.
And if I'm just making these out of 1 or 2 gems at a time, how many would I have time to get to before going to bed?
You would be able to do 2 before going to bed.
Okay. The second one, we'll do her and I. With this.
Okay. So you're casting guidance, and you're crafting a second one. Awesome.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. You double the value of that. As Covet and Twilight get clean and a massage, get mani-pedis and hair treatments. Twilight, you're subjected to an avocado mask with cucumber slices
It tastes fantastic.
right after they've been applied to your eyes. Yes.
Covet just lifts one cucumber and just kind of raises her eyebrow and just kind of looks at him and then closes her eye and puts it back down and just continues to, enjoy the experience of the spa.
Sure. Awesome. So, Eowyn, what are you doing while Islarin goes to the spa with Twilight and Islarin goes and works on gemstones?
If Lauren's doing 2 things at once. Ta-da!
I was actually wondering. I know it's highly not likely here, but I wanted to check out the graveyard real quick, the cemeteries.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
I wanted to check on the cemetery.
Oh, you want to check out the cemetery? Awesome. As you go in the direction of the cemetery, the people around the cemetery seem to be a little bit disturbed as the Temple of MKL has been damaged. The church has broken stone around the doorframe. The tapestries are torn. And coming down the stairs, you see Tay Eagle Splitter looking exceedingly gaunt.
What happened that
Who are you asking?
you said there's people around, right?
Yes. You just gonna go up to a random person?
Yeah, I just wanted to bystander see if you know what happened.
The random person looks at you. I don't know. We were standing right here. And then we heard a big boom from within. Then people came running out screaming. This man here has blood all over his face. Looks like he nearly died.
Okay.
Do you
Thank
want to go up the temple steps, or do you want to stay outside the temple?
I'll go up to the temple.
Okay. As you step foot on the first step of the temple, you lose a level. Would you like to take another step?
What? I'm sorry, repeat that?
As you step foot on the first step of the temple, you lose a level. Would you like to take another step?
No.
Okay. Are you going to step off the step?
Yes.
You regain your level.
Can I see anyone inside? I'm
Yes, you see
understanding.
several clerics currently working on fixing the rubble. They're straightening tapestries, picking up candlesticks, etc.
Just to test something, I want to go back on the step.
You lose a level.
And I'll walk off it again.
Okay, you do it again, you lose another level. Oh, wait, you get off of the step, you regain your levels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, do I know why that's happening?
Roll a religion check. An 8. No, you do not know.
Well, does it seem like everyone inside is okay?
Everyone inside is not okay. There are people inside that have injuries, and they're working on getting them healed up, but it's taking a while.
I think I'll leave that alone for now.
Okay. You don't want to go up the steps?
No,
All right. Cool. So,
I don't really want to risk anything by myself.
all right. Cool. So, you want to go past the temple and go towards the graveyard itself?
Yeah.
Okay. As you go to the graveyard, there's a fence. Do you know why there's a fence around a graveyard?
What?
Do you know why there is a fence around graveyards?
To stop? Isn't it to stop people from desecrating the graves or something?
No, it's because people are dying to get in.
How many dead people are in there?
Lots
All of them?
dead people are dead.
All of them?
All of them.
That's a Twilight worthy joke.
That was
Your
amazing.
Your grandfather asked me that one time.
He did?
Yes, up in Maryland, a cemetery that'd been there since the 1600s. He said, "You want to guess how many people are in here? How many dead people there are?" I said, "I have no idea." He said, "All of them." I didn't swat him.
The Twitch chat wishes to give me inspiration for my long setup and pun.
You know what? Forget about the graveyard.
Okay, forgetting about the graveyard? Okay,
Forgetting about the graveyard just for now.
for now. Okay. Cool. So, while Eowyn has gone past the Temple of Imkale and past the graveyard and done some experimenting at the temple, Covet and Twilight are at the spa. Islarin's busy doing gem work. Ayla Taylor, you've been left alone. What are you doing?
I'm back in the kitchen at Longstrider's, talking to the cooks and observing their work, learning more about cooking.
Really? Awesome.
Yes.
So, we're going to go to the Longstriders Consortium because this matters. As you guys go into the consortium, and you walk in, and Brad's going to try to intercept you before you can go into the kitchen. As he runs up to you, he's going to smile and go, "We don't really need any help. I really appreciate it. Is there something I can assist you with?"
No, I had talked to the cook earlier about, just spending some time observing and learning more about the art of cooking.
He looks at you. No, you didn't.
Well, then who was it that said I could?
He looks very confused. I don't know. Who told you you could go into the kitchen?
I didn't see them in the kitchen. I saw them out here.
Who did you see?
It was a big, tall guy. He said he was the cook.
Then he was lying to you because I'm the cook.
Wow. So why would that person do that to me?
I'm sorry, I don't know. Um,
All I want to
uh,
do is just observe and learn more about cooking.
yeah,
I'm
but that's
trying to
okay.
get better.
I appreciate that. I really do. It's not necessary. I've got it under control here. I'm sure that there's other establishments here in town. Have you checked out Giancarlo's? His restaurant's just down the street. He's quite good.
Okay, but I just kind of wanted to learn how to cook for a large group like you have
Oh,
here.
Giancarlo caters for large groups all the time. Absolutely. Right this way, please. Right this way. Here, I'll even point out his shop. And he's going to take you to the front door, and he's going to point down the street at a very nice restaurant down the street.
Thank you, Brad. I'll check with Don Carlos then.
Giancarlo. Gian.
Carlo. Sorry.
Yes. He's quite a large man. You might be familiar with him. Have a nice day. And Brad ushers you out into the city streets, not letting you access the kitchen.
That's strange. What's he hiding in the kitchen? Well, I'll go down here to Carlos.
Giancarlo's? Yeah,
Yes.
as you walk up to Giancarlo's, you can smell the most delicious, yeasty bread. You see a large man coming out with entire walks of pasta, putting them down in front of tables to be served family style. He's got small buckets, 8-ounce buckets of pasta sauce with big plates of meatballs. There's entire wheels of Parmesan sitting at the ends of each table with a grater. He's super enthusiastic as you walk up. Oi, madam! Welcome to Giancarlo's. Please take a seat. How can I assist you today? Mwah! 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 Come in.
Well, I would love to try your pasta, but really I was
of course,
hoping I
here.
could
And
come
he reaches
and
over, grabs a handful,
learn.
and just puts it in your mouth.
That is the most magnificent thing I think I have ever tasted in my entire life.
He smiles. Of course it is. Would you like to know the secret?
Well, I'm not trying to be nosy, but I am trying to learn more about cooking. And
Of
Brad
course.
down the
The
street said
secret
that
for
you
this
might
is
be willing.
amateur. Poser. Absolute legend of mediocrity.
Oh my.
No, the secret ingredient for excellent pasta, my dear, is love.
Yes. Really?
Of course, you must take your hands and treat it like you would your best lover. Come with me. And he
Okay.
goes in, and as he's walking, this very large man, he's got to weigh 350 pounds and 6 foot tall. He's very rotund. This is the kind of cook you trust because he's eating his own product.
Right.
Right. He will sashay in. The gaydar is pay. He is not interested in you whatsoever. As he walks into the kitchen, there is a large wooden counter in there, and he goes, "Come with me. Now, here are fresh eggs. These eggs were collected from the hens of the temple. Oh, right here. Now, come right over here, yes. Now, flour, freshly ground this morning. You must understand it's still warm from the press and the crushing of the windmill. It's a delightful view. But don't go too early in the morning because the mosquitoes next to the river water get a little bitey. So don't go to collect your flour too early, or send a boy. If you collect it with the boy, it's much easier to collect without getting bitten by mosquitoes. You allow them to get bit, and then you provide them with a little extra silver on the end. But you get your flour fresh from the mill. So you place the flour here, and then you make a mound with it, like this. And he will gesture to the mound of flour that he puts in front of him. Yes, just like that. Are you emulating him?
Yes.
Okay, now you take your hand and you place your hand in the center of the flour, like this, and make a nice little volcano of flour. Yes? Excellent.
Got
See,
it, got
it's
it.
like the volcanoes of the Far of Corlin, where the mountains writhe with energy. We must put that energy within the mountain of flour in order to generate the pasta. So the energy takes the form of the fireballs of egg, and he cracks the egg in his hand, just like splits it with his palm, cracking it and dropping the egg directly into the center. He puts 4 of them in there. Excellent, now we swirl around. And he starts doing the pasta, just kneading the pasta. I need you to roll a survival check, please, to catch up. Survival check for cooking. Yes, just like that, Ella. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, you have spilled on the floor. It's okay. We take this and we wipe it off. Goodness. We'll take that and put it in my mess. You start over. Once again. Another survival check, please. A 23. Much better. Yes. I see you have already added the salt. You have done this before. Excellent. The first time seemed like you had not seen the inside of the kitchen. So,
I saw this from a distance. I haven't been
Oh.
up close to see it.
and you
so-
must take your hands and you must gather the flour and the eggs into a dough. Like so. This massive dough. Whap! He whaps it onto the kitchen counter. He flips it over. Dust it generously with flour so your hands do not stick. Like so, yes. Now, ready. Now you must take your hands and you must take your fingers and knead the dough like you would the rear of your lover. Place your fingers upon it and give love into the dough. Grind it and thrust in, squeezing your frustrations out of the dough and telling it you must do the dishes.
Yes.
There we go. And you did not get with the children. Okay, now we lay it out and we chop it and we slice very carefully, very carefully, very carefully. Oh, my thumb! Kidding!
Don't scare me like that.
He smiles. It's okay. I do this every single day. Every single day. Any day that Isaac is here, I do it twice because he's a lazy man. So, here. Have you sliced your dough? Good job. Very good.
Yes, yes,
Now,
yes.
we take this and we place it into the scalding water. We place it, we throw it in. Do not simply place or drop it. You must dash it into the water so that it is thrown in with passion. And once it is thrown in, we wait. We wait like we would for lovers in ending conversation. Inane babble of how they wander the sea. How they talk of their adventures ad nauseum about how wondrous it is. How the swell of the boats underneath their feet nauseate us. We must tolerate it because we love them. And because of that, we wait. And we wait some more. Until they are finally done with their stories of long-lost adventures that they can never reclaim. And only when that is done can we withdraw the noodles from the water, like so. And we place them in the colander and we toss them with the sauce. And we place them on the table to be consumed by those who have as much passion as we do.
I think I understand. You have to do everything with the focus of love.
Of course. Because what are we if we are not servants to those who we feed?
I'm tired.
Of course, but this is only one dish. We must now make the meatballs.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
he will usher you into the restaurant where you and he will make meatballs. And he will teach you how to make garlic bread. And you will spend the rest of the day with Giancarlo at his restaurant, helping him serve the various patrons that come in and out. And that is
Neat.
where we're going to end for today. And we will come back next week to experience what happens next for the Us Against the Gods campaign.